Good day, learners! Welcome to the third module of the 2020 online and self-guided PFA modules, supplemental to the SEAS manual, entitled Identifying and Addressing Needs, with me, Mrs. Rica Grace R. Jimenez, as your teacher for the day. As we begin with our discussion for today, let us first be clear with what we want to expect at the end of the session, and these are the following. First, identify one's current needs and those of one's family. Second, become aware of the various institutions, departments, and centers present within the school environment or the immediate community. And third, take note of the important numbers and information regarding who to approach for your needs. At this point, make sure that you have pen, paper, and copy of the PFA module pages 48 to 52 with you. For our first activity, let us call this Saan ka pupunta? Or where are you going? Yesterday we have discussed about feelings, thoughts, and how to accept and reframe them. Today, you will learn about how to refer people in need. So I want to show you the list of emergency contact numbers and information. What I want you to do with these contact numbers is to list them down using the paper that you have prepared earlier. Or you may have the option to take a screenshot using your cell phone. Please do not forget to save that screenshot, or if you have listed the numbers down, please tape it to any part of your house so that it can easily be seen by everyone. This time, let us discuss what these offices do. Binyan 911 is a city government of Binyan emergency hotline. Hospital ng Binyan provides the population and patient in need with complete health care. POSO, on the other hand, delivers public safety service by patrolling, handling emergency duties, providing advice and guidance in preventing unlawful activity. PNP, on the other hand, enforces the law, prevent crimes, maintain peace and order, and ensure public safety with the active support of the community. It also helps prevent and investigate crimes and bring offenders to justice. BFP, or Bureau of Fire Protection, is responsible for the prevention of all destructive fires on buildings, houses, and other structures. The peacekeepers protect civilians, actively prevent conflict, reduce violence, and strengthen security. The barangay office, on the other hand, is the smallest government unit which serves as the primary planning and implementing unit of government policies, plans, programs, projects, and activities in the community. So you can also approach the barangay office should you have concerns, and they can coordinate with the right office, with the right organization rather, in case you need one. You need help. LERU is the Islangkiwa Emergency Response Unit. This is actually a group of people in the barangay who prepares and responds to any emergency incident such as natural disaster. This office gives you personal protective measures and advising personnel in the area of any potential threat and initiate evacuation and procedures. Barangay Health Emergency and Response Team, or sometimes called BERT, helps people during medical emergencies. So by this time, they assist the people in the barangay to flatten the COVID-19 cases. DSWD is the primary government agency mandated to develop, implement, and coordinate social protection and poverty reduction solutions. Our barangay captain or punong barangay performs many official government duties and execute minor judicial powers as part of the barangay justice system, such as setting disputes between neighbors, among others. The punong barangay is also empowered to enforce all laws and ordinances, maintain public order, and ensure the delivery of basic services in the barangay. Take note, my dear students, please do not flood our barangay captain's cell phone number with unnecessary messages that are not really related to concerns and emergency matters. Lastly, we also have the contact number of the office of our principal, Mrs. Mildred D. Dinya. Again, reminder, always use these contact numbers to call for emergency matters only or to ask for concerns that are school related. Do not use the numbers for anything that is not important. So take note that our principal provides strategic direction in the school system. She develops standardized curricula, assess teaching methods, monitor student achievement, and encourage parent involvement in the school. She ensures educational strategies are in place that support effective learning for all students. So you see, her tasks are already a lot. So if you will be bombarding her with issues and concerns that are not related to her work, those will become additional burden on her part. Please also take note that there are some contact numbers here that are not applicable in your barangay. So always coordinate or check with your barangay office what are these important emergency contact numbers are, and make sure that you have a copy with them at your home. Now let's take a look at the common needs of survivors after a disaster or pandemic. Do you think this list is complete? Let's discuss this for a while. In general, what is done is to find missing family members, to provide medical assistance to those who were hurt, to gain access to list of casualties, to know how many were affected, and to provide proper burial facilities for those who have passed on. While on food and water, what is done is to provide water line to homes, to gain access to source of water for multiple purposes, and food for a number of days. Then for family goods, it is important to provide blankets, clothes, bedding, tarp, flashlight, storage boxes, underwater, dignity kits, disinfectants such as alcohol and others. Then for fuel, it is also important to provide fuel for vehicle, gas for cooking, and for kerosene lamps. Then, it is also important to have temporary shelter and building materials to be used for repairs. This time, let's take a look at this list of needs of people during a pandemic and how to access them. And as a form of your participation, may I request you to please comment below which among these did your family experience. First on the list is to receive relief goods and ayuda or from the barangay level, city mayor, and DSWD. Next is selling of product and goods. Is your family involved in selling some products or goods? They too need to get permits to travel and to sell their basic goods and commodities. So to do this, go to your barangay center to issue the permit. Next is transportation within your area. If you need to travel within your area of vicinity, go to your barangay center and ask for permission to go to a grocery store, marketplace, supermarket, or pharmacy store. A quarantine pass is issued by your barangay. Wearing a mask is always needed. Then we also have transportation outside your city or municipality. So to do this, go to your barangay center to get a travel pass that will allow you to pass major thoroughfares. Make sure that you are COVID-free, and make sure also that you wear your face mask. They also provide you with vehicles. The next one is cash assistance or social amelioration program, or the what we call SAP. The DSWD releases cash amounts in 3 tranches to poor but deserving families. So to do this, contact your local DSWD. And the last one is the what we call cash assistance to OFW. Overseas foreign workers may avail of government cash aid by the DOLE or the Department of Labor and Employment, and workers who have been displaced due to pandemic. As your form of participation, please comment below which of those did your family experience. As a form of your activity, please get an intermediate paper and make 3 columns. Here's an example. So on the first column, list down all the members of the family whom you live with. Then on the second column, identify the immediate needs of this person that your family cannot address as of this moment. Then on the third column, identify where you can refer this person to or who you can approach in order to ask for help regarding the needs of this person. If you do not know anyone who can help that person, just leave it blank first. Using the same intermediate paper, continue with the analysis activity by answering this question. Why do you think it is important for all of you to learn about whom you can go to for your own needs and the needs of your family? Continue also with the abstraction activity by thinking about news reports that showed how at times, even these linkages could not do their responsibilities efficiently. Why do you think these groups had a hard time? Can you also recall some great or good stories about how other groups were able to help you very well? Share all of this in your intermediate paper. And lastly, for your application activity, I'd like you to answer this question using the same intermediate paper. Now that you know how to link, how will you apply this new knowledge to your life right now? After you have finished answering all the questions and activities in this module, please do not forget to prepare your paper for submission on a scheduled date. Again, this is Teacher Rika. Thank you for watching and listening. Have a great day, everyone!